What was your journey like to get to doing something from the love of your heart?
Wow. Can you repeat that question?
What was your journey like to get to doing something from the love of your heart?
Wow. For me, that was discovering that I am a writer, truly. The process was incredible. And the way it started for me was listening to the voice that I heard in my head. And okay, this is falling under the wacky woo category. You just can't make this bleep up. Um, I was told at 3 a.m. as I got up to journal, this is your job. And I thought, what? I mean, my job is to be a publicist, or so I thought. And what ended up happening was I learned that I was going through ascension big time. And
Yeah.
I had experienced one Kundalini awakening, and that just literally blew my entire life apart. So I just kept going with the process, and I learned that I am an empath and I'm a channeler. So in practical terms, that means I'm a medium and I'm a human antenna. And so I'm able to pick up on energy frequencies that are external to me and decipher them through emotions, the emotions that I'm feeling. And by being able to journal those emotions, I literally thought I was going to run out of words. And that was the funniest part. So this really started kicking in for me in 2019. And by the time 2022 rolled around, um, I will show you a stack of more than 20 spiral bound journals that are filled with information. And these are called downloads. So I am an avid downloader, and I've really followed my heart and just allowed this process to happen. And I didn't fight it. I fought it in the beginning, and that was
Yeah.
not a good idea, because when spirit tells you this is your calling, you're going to learn it one way or another, or
Yeah.
you're going to lose your mind in the process if your energy's not grounded. So I had to learn about energy frequencies and where they come from. They come from people, they come from the environment, they come from the self, and being able to determine where the energy is coming from was basically a coping mechanism. So I can I can make a choice, a conscious choice to put myself into that energy or take myself away from it,
Yeah.
for self-preservation, because not everybody is on the same wavelength as us. And when that happens, there is a despair. There's, oh, I can't think of the word right now because I'm channeling in the moment. Uh, there's a discrepancy, let's call it that. It's different. And so it feels like a record scratch. And so following your intuition is a whole topic in and of itself. But being able to use your intuition in business and in life is a gift. And
Yeah.
when you go through awakening, I can tell you that you're going to be learning about things that you didn't even know were possible. Again, falls under the seriously, we can't make this bleep up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I, so I, this was my response to that. And I said, pain, suffering, hope, growth, healing, and thriving. That's how I responded to him. And this spectrum, so I made a fancy graphic. It's really not fancy. I made it in PowerPoint some years ago, but I'll put it up as I talk about it. So essentially there's this energetic frequency, the spectrum. So not only do we have the electromagnetic spectrum, which goes from short wave radiation, which would be X-rays, gamma rays, or gamma rays, X-rays, and then all the way down to long wavelength radiation, which is radio waves. That's what we know currently exists. Okay. I am in the belief that there are wavelengths that we have yet to discover. Just like we have elements, I think that there were some like 10 new elements discovered last year. So we're discovering things all the time. So the world as we know it right now, yes, we say, it's like this and look, it's like that. It could very radically change because of some kind of new information that was available to us that we were allowed to receive and experience. And so visible light is actually only on a very, very small sliver. This explains the reason why your cat or dog can see things that you can't see, or they can hear things that you can't hear, is because there is a spectrum. And so just like there is the visual component of that, but then there's also, because again, it's all energy, there are other components of that as well. And so this would be, I don't like to use the word or term ghosts, but these are spirits. These are people on the other side. This is what we understand death and after death to be, is this physical body, which everything on this planet has a time. Everything in the universe, but let's just keep it down to the planet. Everything on the planet lives and everything on the planet dies. And so, but our spirit, our essence live on. Where is it? And it's on the other side. Like we consider it to be on the other side because our mental faculties and our perceptions do not allow us in this limitation, in this realm, to experience those things necessarily full on. Cultures around the world have experience with those things. So for them, it's just kind of like, oh, that's a normal part of life. This happens all the time. But for us, we have been conditioned to ignore, eliminate, doubt, whatever, put whatever word you like on it. And so these frequencies also live within the realm of our emotions, right? So fear, shame, and guilt are some of the lowest frequencies. And then the highest frequency is joy and enlightenment. And so that is the reason why I gave that answer that I gave, because as Denise was speaking about earlier, I'm going to use the term repulsion. Things that are not on the same energetic wavelength are on the same energetic wavelength, but are at the opposite end of that energetic wavelength that you are, you will have a repulsion. And I don't mean, insult in an insulting way, throw up, like gross. No, I'm talking about a magnetism. So the things that you're attracted to, right? So the law of attraction, the things that you're attracted to are the things that are in harmonic resonance with your soul and your heart and your core frequency. The things that are not in harmonic resonance are going to be polarized against you. So this is going to be the repulsion. So a magnetic repulsion, and you will feel it. It's the reason why you walk into a room and all of a sudden you're like, I don't even know that person, but I don't like that. It's because they're either on the exact same frequency wavelength that you're on, but at the opposite end, or they're on a completely different one. And so you're not going to jive with that person no matter how much you try to spin it. We've all been in those situations and those scenarios, right? And so, again, that's how you can also know, is this thing for me? This is following a heart-centered life. This is navigating by, I don't want to say desires in the context of intimacy, but the desires in the context of Buddhism is anything that you want, right? You could want just about anything, right? The desire of anything, but it's that desire that then turns into action that then motivates you to go and get that thing, or to pursue that thing, or to meet that goal, or to pick up that hobby, or whatever it is that you want to do. Um, and so that's kind of the deep dive of, I don't know if that's a deep dive. I would say that's scratching the surface of about 10 different topics that we could talk about, is really what it is. But I mean, that's the basics. That's the gist of kind of how it works. So I know that the things are for me because I have a harmonic resonance with it, but I also use it as a frequency check, which is the name of this podcast, right? Is frequency check. And then also we have frequency band, which is a group that we're starting up.
Hey, we're taking a short break to say thank you so much for watching Frequency Check. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on all of our other social media platforms. And most importantly, don't forget to buy us a coffee and check out our coffee shop.
So I use it as this check-in of, where am I at personally? Not necessarily in the environment around me, because the environment that I'm in may be temporary, but I use it as an emotional check-in. Where am I at today? Because if people that I normally resonate with, now today I am not resonating with them, or I'm feeling kind of angry or something like that, then I will take a step back. And then that avoids a lot of conflict, a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, self-sabotaging behaviors. It allows me to manage my frequency in a completely different way. And my frequency, then I'm able to manage my emotions, my actions, my thoughts, right? And helps me to also manage my mental health, especially, right? Because mental health is a huge component of this.
So true. True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah. So that's how, that's how a lot of this journey has been, is just, one of the things I say is practical guidance through experience. And so we're here to share our experiences with our audience, and then hopefully some people can say, oh my gosh, yes, that is exactly what happens to me, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have a term called by the book, and it's BY. So we go by the book. We don't
Yeah.
make things up. We're just openly sharing, like Tasha said, our experiences through ascension, and how life has its twists and turns, and how do you navigate through this awesome adventure that each of us is on, and how do we make heads or tails of change when change happens. So each of us is on this thing called the hero's journey, and each of us is the hero of our life. And sometimes it feels like the circumstances are out of our control, yet when you're able to channel into the power of intention, we have the ability to change our circumstances in a flash. And it may not feel like it in the moment, yet it's possible. It's definitely possible. So we'll be talking about loads of different topics on the hero's journey, which is literally incredible. And we've written a couple of books. Tasha's written one on spirituality, in addition to one in business and how to apply your gifts to take a hobby or a side gig and turn it into your reality and make it your dream, so that you are living the dream. And the other part of it is, yeah, we're going to go through a lot of different life experiences, and that's everything from bliss to grief. And
Yeah.
when we do go through grief, and trust me, I've been through a lot of it, can we come out the other side laughing and being positive about the whole situation, and can we learn from the process and not let it take over our lives? So we've written a couple of books, and all I can tell you is get ready to laugh until you cry, because the content that we've put out there is intended to make laughter be the best medicine that there is. So that's all we're about, is poking fun at life and laughing about the hard times that we've been through, because
Yeah.
obviously they happen to us to help mold who we are and to shape our future. So we try not to take ourselves so seriously.
Yeah. Well, and one of my most favorite quotes is, there in a mountain range, there are just as many valleys as there are peaks. And I think that that is true. I have been reflecting on that a lot lately, that even though I have enjoyed a great amount of success and a great amount of happiness and a great amount of joy in my life, I have equally had moments of extreme hardship and challenge and fear and some of those lower vibrational energies that I was talking about before. But it's knowing that you can rise above that, as long as you stay dedicated and make a conscious choice. It is possible, but is it easy? No, it is not. It is not easy. This journey is not for the faint of heart. But if you're called to this journey, then know that you are strong enough to make it on the other side. And I think that without personally knowing me and Denise, I would say that most likely that would be our attribute, our major attribute. It would be strength, because it's just knowing that when you, like, now we can see some of the hardships coming, right? And then we're kind of like, okay, it's coming. Here, I got to get ready. And so then you get ready for it, and then as you're going through it, you always work through and say, I know this is for my best and highest good. I know this is helping me to learn and grow. And then once you come on the other side of it, you have all of these new skills, you have this new perspective, you have new outlooks, you have sometimes new friends, a new job, and then you get, completely through, and then you stand on your, not your sea legs anymore, right? And then you say, you look back, and here you are on the peak of the mountain, and you look back and you say, wow, look at how far I've come. And then that gives you a sense of pride and joy in yourself, and knowing that you can overcome, as long as you have trust and you have faith, especially, and that you use all the tools in your spiritual toolbox, and that you can, I always have this phrase, if other people can do it, I can do it too, right? And so to know that people can come out of this and say, wow, okay, this is what this is about. But then also know that at some point there's going to be another challenge, but then being able to say, you know what, I'm ready, I can rise to the challenge, I know that I'm prepared, I know that everything that I just experienced now has given me the tools and the knowledge that I need to overcome the new challenge.